So right now on the flea market, as you can see, there's 4 red key cards available. As you can see, just by these trades alone, these are almost impossible to buy. Now, sometimes the key cards actually go for like 80 million on the rubles on the flea market. It depends if people have got them or not. But now that they've changed the tax on the keys, you can actually list these for like 80 to 100 mil. So even if you did find one on the flea market, you're still going to be paying like 100 mil or some dumb shit like that. There has been a few for like 50, 40 mil, but that is still an absurd amount of money for how rare this key is. And yeah, we're going to show you in the video now. Alright, it's going to be the first hit of red room with the key. I'm going to show you exactly what the loot is like when you come in here, okay? I'm going to show you all the spawns too. So on your left, you got a bunch of different ammo spawns. These ammo spawns used to spawn like a Golnik, BS, and all these other high tier rounds. Kind of a good thing that they're gone, but these rounds that they spawn now aren't really anything useful or even really worth anything. I get like, these are just stuff you can buy for really cheap off the traders. Like, as you can see, it's just like, these arms are just not worth picking up, right? So straight away when you loot these items, they're just useless in my opinion. For how much you're paying for this key. So there's literally no value there at all, right? And you're never going to use those rounds. First of all, there's a dynamic spawn right here. There's an intel spawn right here. There's another dynamic spawn there, and another dynamic spawn there. There is one here, but it's very rare to get anything good from it. Okay, so those are all dynamic loot spawns. Now, on labs, the map has dynamic loot spawns all over the place. Inside offices, inside mid, etc, etc. Now, the only reason people do buy Red Room is because you want to buy these dynamic loot spawns, right? That's what you're buying it for. Intel spawn, dynamic spawn, and dynamic spawn. So these 3 spots right here can give you a chance of getting a LEDX, which is like pretty decent. But when you're paying like 80 to 50 mil or 30 mil for a key card, just to have a chance to find a LEDX, it is very, very overpriced. And considering with how hard it is to play labs in its current state, you'll never be able to pay off this key. Even if you did find a bunch of LEDXs, just purely based on that alone. So, that's not the whole room. You've got attachments that spawn on this box too. Back in the day, you'd always used to find good scopes, suppressors, barrels and stuff like that, and magazines. BSG actually nerfed these like 3 wipes ago and never actually fixed them. So now we still got all the old bad spawns. As you can see, none of this stuff is worth anything. And then there's also 3 spawns here too. Sometimes you can get a good suppressor there. Also, the racks. These racks actually used to spawn guns. They still can, but it's extremely rare to find them. I don't know why. Considering Red Room is an arsenal room, as it says here, Labs Arsenal Storage Room key. It's kind of weird that there's no guns that spawn in here. So, then you also need another key, which is this one right here, to open up where the good loot used to spawn. So, once you open this room, before in Tarkov, Red Room used to spawn like bitcoins, lions, cats, teapots, and all of the good stuff that would spawn on this shelf. Now, they still can spawn, but it's like, I'd say it's once in every 10 runs of red you'll find a lion, maybe. If you're lucky. And as you can see, these are just the attachments that are on the rack right here, which is pretty useless. You could find better loot just in like PCs alone, right? So, none of the stuff that you find is really useful. Now, this cabinet doesn't actually spawn anything, but this cabinet is probably better loot than the entire Red Room. And the reason being is because you can find like SSDs, intelligence, labs keycards, blue folders. So honestly, Red Room in its current state is just not really worth it. And if you can make more money from a cabinet that's inside a room like this, it tells me that the room is like either extremely overpriced and super, super rare, or the room isn't spawning the proper loot that it should be spawning, which that's like what I think it is. Because when I played Tarkov before, Red Room used to have pretty decent loot. It was always a desirable key that people would pay for because you could pay it off. It was around 20 mil and you could pay it off pretty quickly. But as you guys see, there is literally no loot on this run. Now, I know this is the first run, but this happens almost every single raid on this map with this room. So my suggestion to BSG is to keep the card the same it is in rarity, which is fine, right? But I highly suggest that they buff the spawn rates of what's in this room. And I'm going to show you an example of why it's kind of dumb that this key is the way it is as well, other than what I've already shown you. So we have Black Keycard. Black Keycard right now is like the only key that you can actually buy through traders. Mechanic has a level 4 barter trade. He has 14 stock total for the entire player base per reset. So you pretty much have to be on early in the morning to have a chance of being able to buy it before everyone else buys it too. So it's also very hard to get this key, but it is buyable. Now, inside Black Room, when I go over there and loot it, you'll see that the black key is paying me back almost half the cost of the key alone just by looting the stimulants, which is a great design. The black has always been a good key, and this is the only thing that's really reminiscent of old Tarkov and old labs. And all the other keys in the game used to be pretty good too. So Green Room is another key that's super, super rare, but it's very, very hard to find. It's a super, super low spawn rate. And I think they don't even sell on the flea market at the moment. Yeah, they're all up for barter trades, but I don't think people list these with rubles just because of how rare they are. Then you got yellow key. Yellow key is honestly not too bad. I'd say yellow key is fine in the current state of things. Definitely could maybe use a small buff. And then you also have the blue key card, which I don't have because that's also super, super rare. But I think I'm going to leave the blue key for another video because that's got a whole lot of issues with it as well, which we'll talk about in a separate video. Oh yeah, sorry, we're missing one more key too. Violet key card. Violet key card is decent. I haven't bought it because I don't think it's good enough for me to buy, but it actually does have better spawns in red room. So you can actually make more money off a violet key card than you can on a red room, which is really nice. So pretty much the premise of this is like red key card is super overpriced. The loot that you receive in this room is very underwhelming, and you'll probably never be able to pay off the key cost. But yeah, I'm gonna go show you black room now. Okay, so for the video, I'm just gonna give you an example of what black room is like compared to red. Usually this room is very consistent, and you'll always make your money back on this run. Well, not always, but you'll make your money back very quickly. So straight away, we got an SJ9, which is 50k. XTG, another 50k. Optimus scope, which is 77k, which could have been a LEDX, by the way, if you didn't know. ETG, that's another 90. L1 stim, I think it's 25k. Nothing on the bed. Obdolos 2, that's 50k on the market. And another Obdos 2, so another 50k. So as you just saw, that is one run of black room, and black room is almost like this every single raid. Now, black key is around 3 mil barter trade through mechanic. Yes, it is a bit hard to get, but like I said, if you use the tricks that I told you, you can get it very easily. Now, when you compare the two key cards, how does it make any sense that the rarest key in the game, which is red key card, can never give you any like real reliable ruble when it costs so much money and its rarity? And then you can buy a black key card, which is not too hard to acquire, and it is giving you crazy money every single run. In my opinion, I think black is the way it should always be, and I think other keys like red room, green room, blue room, yellow room, violet room, all of these keys need to be up to par with the way black performs in terms of loot. It used to be like this 2 years ago, but when the cheaters were taking over on the game, the devs decided to nerf it and never buff it back up. So hopefully with this video, they actually take a look at it and consider what I'm saying. Oh, okay. Boom. Alright. Red room. PRS, useless. Yeah, we did get a lion. That's 100k. Pretty rare to get one of those, though, but we'll take it. 100k. And that is one of the dynamic spawns, by the way, so keep that in mind. That's the only thing that's good in these rooms. As you can see, like, the shelf is, like, very dry. I guess it's not bad, but if you compare this to black, bro, it's such a big difference. So, we got 100, 175k right there. Honestly, this actually isn't too bad, but this rarely happens. And I mean, if you think about it like this, when you're paying like 50 mil, 40 mil, 100 mil for a key card like this, how long is it going to take you to pay off the actual key value? And considering how many times you're going to die to cheaters and other things that you can't control. Number 3rd hit of red room. Okay. PP ammo. Gold chain dynamic spawn. Both these dynamic spawns empty, which is weird. Terrible loot. Okay, we got a silver badge. 37k, 30k, 67k. And everything else is useless in here. Useless. 67k run, boys. Surely. Online and offline rates are the exact same loot. Trust me. Alright. Useless ammo. No, I don't. None of the dynamic spawns spawn anything. That's the average red run, honestly. No good attachments there. 15k, 20k, 35k. We got a solid 35k run for a red room. Oh, it's gonna be the last hit of red room. Surely we get something good. Opium. Okay. Oh, a chainlet. Oh, we got some of Lupo's big nuts. We love that. 36k or 37k. Blood set is like 15, I think. Oh, I don't know. Let's just say 50k right there. Quick maths. Another 50k, 100k. Ooh, okay, now, these are actually really good at the moment because people use them for MP7. But usually, these are kind of rare to find. Suppressors used to spawn a lot in red room. This right now is around 120k. So, honestly, this room was actually pretty... This room was pretty good, but we're very lucky.